Hi, everybody, and welcome to Braintree. We are live, zip tripping at 02184. And of course, I think, as you know by now, this is my hometown. Very proud of it. Born and raised here. But it was 11, 12 years ago, the last time we zip tripped here in 2008. And that was the first year that our town had voted to change our form of government. And we had a new mayor. Let's go back to 2008 and see what that mayor was all about back then. Here is where my office is. Time to check in as the mayor of Braintree. That's who I am. I am the mayor of Braintree. Yeah, I was not the mayor of Braintree, but I decided to act like him. And by the way, if you want to see that full feature, for those of you who remember it, you can go to my Twitter account or my Facebook page, and I just put it up there a little while ago. The real mayor of Braintree is Joe Sullivan, a high school classmate of mine. That, back then, was his first year in office. 12 years later, this is his last year in office. So recently, the mayor and I drove around town and talked about how the town has changed in the 12 years he's been in office.
How are you, bud?
People often, when they talk about your position in the job, they call it a thankless job because you can't please everybody.
I always felt that the townspeople were supportive of the steps that we were taking. You know, the townspeople had voted for a new form of government. For the most part, it's worked out pretty well, and I think we've been fortunate to get a lot of good accomplishments. It's called the Johnson Room. It's named after Carl Johnson, a famous Braintreeite, but he was a town moderator and played a number of roles in the history of our town. They had some pictures of former President Kennedy back in, this is actually when he was Senator Kennedy back in 1958. And here he is at Braintree Town Hall. Well, this room was the auditorium. It was in a pretty significant state of disrepair, and we restored this entire room. This is where the town council meets. We've had a series of events here. I actually hosted my reunion here, my 35th high school reunion here a few years back. This is, over here is the Thayer House right here. Yeah. So this town center, we've done a lot of work here too, reshaping the entire mall.
What was your biggest challenge when you first took over?
With my first budget, we actually cut $983,000 and 33 positions out of the budget. Not one teacher, not one firefighter, not one police officer.
Let's talk about the high school a little bit. So you and I both went through these halls.
We've taken a lot of steps. We've spent millions of dollars to upgrade the school. Did all these synthetic fields over here, which are multi-use fields for lacrosse and soccer. Done a brand new softball field for the girls' softball team. And then obviously the multi-use field, which is primarily football, but also we play soccer on that field now. I think there was a real need to upgrade the athletic complex here at the high school. Braintree grows to about 140, 150,000 people a day from a community of about 37,000.
I thought all of these businesses were doomed, but this place is booming over here.
Well, what happened was Fridays made over $1 million investment into their property. Legal Seafood moved from the plaza into their new location. I mean, these new retailers that came into town that weren't here before.
What's going on with Sunset Lake? You have concerts here now?
A free concert every Tuesday night. This is a beautiful little sandy area. It's a nice vista, and Tuesday nights, it's the place to be. Well, this has been under construction now for about 9 months. The new wing will be completed this fall. It'll be a brand new school, $87 million project.
Wow.
We have 42 different dialects in our school system. ELL, English as a Second Language, has become a very important program. We are an incredibly inclusive community. In fact, when you come into Braintree at both ends of the town, we have signs that say we are an inclusive community. And I think that's a very important statement. For the most part, it's worked out pretty well. I've really enjoyed it. It's been the thrill of my life professionally to be the town's first mayor.